Hello, and welcome to another episode of After School Kids Lab.
Hi everyone, I'm Christine Guerra and this is my helper. Today for After School Kids Lab, we are going to be making silly sock puppets. Every Wednesday we pick a new activity to do. It could be a craft like this week, or it could be a science project, a skill, or a game. So this week we're going to learn how you can make silly sock puppets. There are many options for the supplies that you can use to make your silly sock puppets. The first item you need though, of course, is a sock. You can use old socks and recycle them to make them into puppets, or you can get new ones. We just happen to have new ones because we wanted to find ones that were very bright and colorful for our sock puppets. You're also going to need some kind of glue, and that's to attach the different things that are going to make your sock puppet. We ended up using a hot glue gun. Now, as we always say with After School Kids Lab, everything should be done with adult permission and supervision, especially when using something like a hot glue gun. If you haven't used one before, it's okay to have an adult help you with this project so that you are safe. Otherwise, you can also use something like tacky glue, which is used for crafts often and would work just fine for most of the things that we're doing today. Other things that you might want to have include various craft supplies that you probably have at home, including pipe cleaners, pom-pom balls, googly eyes, string or yarn, craft foam or felt. Also things like markers, pencils, scissors, or paper may come in handy when you are creating your silly sock puppets.
To create a silly sock puppet, you really just need to use your imagination. There are so many possibilities when it comes to making a sock puppet with personality. I'm just going to show you some tips and tricks to get you started. The first thing you want to work on is probably the mouth. If you want to create something like lips on your puppet, first you want to put on the sock puppet and mark where you want them to go. You may even want to use your sock to measure how big you should make them. We drew our lips on a piece of foam, cut them out, and carefully glued them on the marks on the sock. Make sure you take the sock off your hand before gluing anything on it, especially if you're using a hot glue gun. If you want to add a tongue to your puppet, you will do basically the same thing. Mark where you want the tongue to go, draw it on felt, foam, or paper, cut it out, and glue it on the mark you made. You can also add things like teeth to your sock puppet to give it extra character. Next, you'll want to add some eyes. One option is to simply add a couple googly eyes to the top of your puppet using glue. If you do not have googly eyes, or do not have ones that are as large as you wanted, this is what happened to us, you can always make your own. We traced a quarter onto some paper, added extra detail with marker, and cut the eyes out. To make your eyes more 3D, you can glue pom-poms on the top of your puppet's head and then glue the eyes on top of the pom-poms. And don't feel limited to 2 eyes. One of our puppets had quite a few more. We also had a lot of fun making hair for our puppets. One way to make hair is to take string or yarn and cut it into even pieces. Then gather the string together in the middle and tie a piece of string around it with a double knot. You can glue the center knot on top of your puppet and voila, you have some fabulous hair. We also used pipe cleaners to make some wild hair. For this, we cut pipe cleaners in half. Then we poked each piece of pipe cleaner through the top of the sock from the inside, where we wanted the hair to go. Then you just curl the bottom of the pipe cleaner a little to make sure it doesn't slip out of the sock. Next, we twirled our pipe cleaner around a marker to make it look curly. You could style your puppet's hair however you want, of course. Last of all, you can also use pom-poms to make a fun hairdo for your puppet. We stacked up our pom-poms quite high to make a fun bouffant kind of style. Now it's time for me to ask you some questions. After all, this is After School Kids, or Ask Lab. How did your sock puppets turn out? Did you create any new techniques for adding a mouth, eyes, or hair? My helper combined the string with pom-poms to make some very unique hair. Did you create a cool character or a puppet show that you would like to share with us? Please share a photo or video in the comment section on our Facebook post. We would love to hear from all of our After School Kids Lab friends.
We hope you enjoy making silly sock puppets. Next week, we are going to be making Floam. Until then, bye!